Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name is Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is the Loshak in the Bag show for Wednesday, May 2nd. May 2nd.
Yeah.
I'm definitely feeling better. Look at this. This is grunge chic, Jim. What do you think about that? Grunge chic. Not bad, right?
You look
not bad,
sharp
right?
as fuck, man.
Not bad. And I'm feeling better. Yesterday's show, afternoon show, was a whole lot of fun. A lot of raucous energy, right, Jim?
It was. I enjoyed it very much, man.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm just getting everything set here. Once again, we are doing a regular tweet segment every show. So if you want us to address your tweet, the way that happens is you tweet to SBR Sports Picks. Use the hashtag #GetThatCash, and we will throw it on the screen and address it. And yesterday we had a lot of fun. Al Mack just sent us a tweet. A very nice tweet, no question. And then, of course, yesterday we got a couple of very interesting handicapping-related questions as well. So, once again, if you want your tweet to be featured, hashtag #GetThatCash. Tweet it to us, and it will be chosen by the social media people, not by us. I like it, though. It's fun. You never know what you're going to get.
And we're
you know
surprised.
What I'm saying? Yes, absolutely. Jim, let's see. Let's review what happened. Yes, sorry, I'm just getting a little bit acclimated here. I'm like 99% back to full strength, but still not 100% back to full strength. What happened yesterday? Did our friend the Milwaukee did win? Not the run line though.
He wasn't on the
he was just on the money
Nate
line.
was just on the money line. So big 10 grand hit, and that's twice in a row now that he's gone big and being successful.
Very, very, very nice. And let me see what happened.
Got some funny shit here.
What we got funny shit already.
Already.
It's just the first 5 minutes of the first show of the day. We already got funny shit, Jim.
They say that you got your Seattle grunge look going.
Yes.
That's why I text saying, is Eddie Vedder capping sports now? And then our man Elio says, I see Pete brought his favorite jacket, or blanket, brought his favorite blanket from 1982.
Very nice. Yes, this is. I was feeling a little grungy, and sometimes I like to express myself through fashion. Yes, I do sometimes, and I was feeling a little grungy today, and I decided to do a little bit of a grunge look. You know what I'm saying? Heroin chic. 1990s, Chris Cornell, Alice in Chains. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do. I do.
I think grunge is fine. I'm not particularly into it, but I don't mind it. I certainly think there's some great grunge songs. Absolutely. Let's see. What else do you have?
Tony Soprano has come onto the chat, and she's dissed our friend Dom Ricci.
Okay. Well, Dom Ricci certainly is entitled to his opinion.
No, it's Al Pacino, Tony Soprano dissing our friend Dom Ricci. Which we don't like, Tony. We love Dom Ricci here. He's been with us since the very beginning, so,
Yes, we love it. We love everyone here, including Tony Soprano, and we just want everyone to have a good time here, right, Jim?
We do.
We
are a team.
We are a team. Thing. Absolutely. The main way we have a good time is with winners and jokes, but mostly with winners. Let me just review what happened yesterday, because I can't even. Oh yeah, all right. Let me just refresh my memory. Motherfucking the Cavaliers. No, I didn't watch that game. I did bet the third quarter under, which cashed, and I had the second half under, which didn't cash, I believe, because of overtime. And I didn't watch that game, but some people were saying that Toronto got robbed. Is that what happened there?
Well, no, we didn't get robbed. I mean, we know LeBron's going to get some extra fouls, but we didn't get robbed. We should have tipped that basket in. The Valanciunas had 2 or 3 chances at it. But no, we lost that game fair and square.
Damn. Well, I was thinking that this was just Cleveland's time to go down, that this was Toronto's year of destiny. Maybe it still is, but I was shocked by what happened there. I did wind up giving Toronto on the money line -263. I had to eat a loss on that one, which is, okay. I mean, look, my basketball season is a lost season anyway. I did nail New Orleans plus the points, but that game soared over. And then let me just refresh I just got to refresh my memory. So that was it. Yeah. So I guess we'll talk about the Cleveland series in the next show where a game's coming up. But I mean, do you have any quick thoughts before we move on? I mean, is Toronto going to lose this series?
I'm very concerned.
Is Toronto going to roll next game?
I'm very concerned. I do know what bet I'm going to make next game. I'm going to take the Raptors on the first quarter. But I'm very concerned.
Yeah.
Everybody in Toronto is very concerned.
And then in NHL, I had another overall winning day. I had the overs in Nashville, Winnipeg, right, Jim? And then Pittsburgh, I knew, I had a funny feeling. I was like, when Pittsburgh opened it, when I bet them at like minus 130, and then they went all the way up to minus 170 on the Malkin News, I was thinking, is this like a subtraction by addition by subtraction type situation? And they did wind up losing. Doesn't necessarily mean that Pittsburgh was a bad bet, even at minus 170, but I'm sure you at least watched parts of that game, Jim.
I watched the entire
you
game.
did, and what's your take on it? What's your take on
Well,
what happened?
I hit the first
You
period
hit the first
under,
period,
and
very
I
nice,
felt
yeah.
good about moving forward. Basically, if you give Backstrom and Ovechkin a 2-on-1 late in the game, they're going to bury it, just like Crosby and Gensel would have buried it. There was mistakes down low that led to the tying goal. Pittsburgh had the game. They were in control 3-2, and they made some mistakes.
Yeah.
I still think Pittsburgh will be okay in this series, but it's going to be a battle. And then in the Predators-Jets game, I was going back and forth. I spent most of my time, and they kind of worked out so you could sort of watch both. But, Nashville looked like they were in complete control.
Yeah.
3-0 up, and Winnipeg is just a dangerous, dangerous hockey team. And when they get opportunities, they're going to bury them. And Blake Wheeler is a beast, and Scheifele's a beast. And right now, the way Rene looks terrible, but Hellebuck looks questionable. The over was a great.
Which was my calls, Jim, right?
It was very, very.
Great, right?
It was ground fruit.
Yes, I had the full game over and the third period over in the Winnipeg game yesterday. And once again, I did have Pittsburgh. Jim, of course, had the first period under, cashed easily, and then the full game under, which was a loser. So 2 interesting days yesterday. And then let me just quickly look at the NBA, the first game that I don't even have to check. Motherfucker, I fucking knew Arizona had value as a big home underdog there.
Arizona had value. The Rangers had value. It was very upsetting missing that first 5 on the under. It caused me to have a 500 day, which I need the winners. I had such a bad 6-day run, and it's cutting into my Kentucky Derby.
Oh no!
Yeah,
that's your specialty, Jim. Yeah, so I friggin'. God, I knew Arizona was the play there at plus 190, but people were saying Kershaw's going to step up, this and that. Even if he steps up, it was just Arizona was at plus 170. That's preposterous. Those are preposterous odds. Not preposterous, but there was just value there, and I didn't have the balls to give it. And I also knew, I pussied out a little bit by taking the second half on Texas, and that one pushed, but they, of course, cashed on the full game. And so I got to start my general feeling, Jim, is that I want to start having just a little bit more balls when it comes to these big underdogs in MLB. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them are going to lose, but I knew Texas had value yesterday, knew Arizona had value, didn't have the balls to give them because I didn't want them both to lose and then eat 2 negative units, but I knew those were the right plays, Jim. You know what I'm saying?
There was a lot of value on them, and it was... and I started off like I hit my first 3 or 4 my first 4 MLB plays, and I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have a nice night, and then lost the last few. Disappointing, and King Rail, man, he said I tried to warn you guys about the Raptors. Not only was King Rail, but the Oracle Native Queen. When King Rail and Native Queen are on one side, you want to be on that side.
She liked the Cavs in the game. I thought she just took them for the series.
For the series, but still, I mean, they have to win a game on the road to win the series. So she was.
Man, unbelievable. All right, I'm just scanning comments here, and then I guess let's quickly move on because you do have a lot of big MLB games going in the day games, right, Jim?
Yes.
All right. Sorry. Let me just a little bit, just trying to make everything, make all the. Wait. Why is this? Hold on. I'm sorry. Just give me 1 second. Oh, I have 2.
No worries.
I have 2 of the videos open. That can't be good for my computer. All right. There you go. Good. I'm just trying to make all the screens here coordinated. All right, let's jump into it. Let's just go chronologically, right, Jim? KC Boston, I did jump on the over when it was 10. Obviously, both these pitchers are having issues. You could make a strong case for the first 5 innings over. This just seems like a no-brainer play here, or is it a trap? What do you think?
Sorry, Royals Red Sox?
Royals Red Sox, yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Yeah.
I was not, first off, the Red Sox are last in Major League Baseball against lefties.
Yes, not doing well against lefties.
202 average, 554 OPS, which is a cause for concern. This has gone up. This total has gone up and up and up all day. Game time temp 83. Now, with the winds blowing out strongly to right center at 16 miles per hour, Red Sox have dropped 6 of 10. Duffy, as we said, right from the very beginning of the year, was someone that should be faded. 5.40 ERA, 1.45 whip. and he's allowed 5 home runs this year. He's winless in 7 starts dating back to last year. He's never won in Boston or against Boston. 0-4 with a 6.75 ERA, 0-3 with a 7.97 ERA at Fenway. Pomerantz looked terrible in his first couple starts. 7.27 ERA, 1.73 WHIP. He has a 1.98 career ERA against the Royals. The current Royals are a combined 11 for 46 with no homers against Pomerantz. So I expect Pomerantz to pitch better. What is the total at right now?
Well, it opened at 9.5, believe it or not. I jumped on it at 10. It's now up to 10.5. And, I would be thinking about taking the first 5 innings over on this one, which is 6, although Pinnacle still has 5.5. Thinking about taking, KC team total over KC first 5 innings team total over, something like that. Could make a case for quintupling up on this one and taking the first half over, the full game over, both team total overs and both first half team total overs, and hope to hit all of them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what do you think's going to happen
here?
No,
I don't think it's that easy.
No?
No, I don't.
Okay.
The Red Sox aren't hitting lefties, so that does give Duffy a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
And then I expect Pomerantz, this is his 3rd start after a late start to the year. I expect him to improve in this start.
You do, huh?
The Royals are hitting lefties well, 255, 723 OPS, they're 318 at-bats. But this current Royals roster has 3 RBIs and 46 at-bats against Pomerantz. So, no, I didn't think this was low-hanging. And Tomar says Pomerantz is not a minus 180 pitcher. I'm not backing Duffy against a strong lineup, but the line looks slightly inflated to me.
All right, let me just quickly check some things here, and then I mean, okay. So you think Pomerantz can have a good start here?
An improved start. Yes, I do, and I can't trust the Red Sox against lefties. So I mean, just looking at the pitchers, you'd say obviously this is an over.
First 5 over.
But the more I studied it, the more I was uncomfortable with it.
All right. Are there any other 1:00 games you want to give a pick on while I decide if I want to go on the first 5 innings over on this KC Boston game?
Yes, there are.
Okay.
I am on the first 5 under in Rays at Tigers. I know the weather is nice out there today. There's an expectation of a lot of overs, but the wind is blowing in strongly. 18 miles per hour. Tigers hope to get Cabrera back. We expect him to be back after missing 2 games with left bicep spasm. He tried to talk his way into the lineup yesterday, 7 for 18 against the Rays, against Archer, excuse me. So he tried to get in. Snell looks awesome. Very impressed with him. 2.52 ERA, 0.95 WHIP, 41 Ks, 11 walks. He has won each of his last 4 starts this season. Each of his 4 starts this season, and yielded no more than 2 runs in any game. Fulmer, 2.76 ERA, 1.26 WHIP. If you take out that one game where he got lit up, he's had a great season. He faced Tampa twice last year, 4.26 ERA, but for his career, 2.36 ERA. Rays are hitting hard. Tigers are hitting pretty well versus lefties, 259, 712. But I like the first 5 under. I like these pitchers. And I'm not going to take the full game because I don't trust the Tigers bullpen.
Yes.
But I am going to take the first 5 under.
I was feeling the same way. I was just worried that it was a little bit too obvious. But all right, let's see. We're seeing 4s here. You wager 4 at BetMania, and you wager 4.5 minus 125. That reminds me, we didn't plug BetMania. We'll plug that in a second. BetMania currently does have the best under 4 in the first 5 innings at 4.5 minus 125. Or if you want a 4, you can get 4 plus 105. Which would you prefer, Jim?
Sorry, I was just reading an important note. So let me get to this note afterwards. Can you repeat that one more time?
You want me to repeat it one more time? Okay,
yes,
you could have 4.5 minus 125, courtesy of BetMania and you wager, or you could have 4 plus 105 for the first 5 under.
I will take 4.5.
Okay, and let me just quickly check Pinnacle to make sure that there might not be something just a little bit better. If I can, let me see. Pinnacle has 4.5 minus 138. So we're going to give you BetMania and all these friggin' screens here. 4.5 minus 125. I was feeling the same way as well. It's just Snell's been great, Fulmer's been great, and the question is just, is it too obvious and too easy to expect him to do it once again here? And maybe it's not.
I don't think it is. I really don't think it is, and I really feel like these are 2 pitchers moving in the right direction. They both have looked good. They've only got lit up on 1 start, and with the wind blowing in, I think it's a nice spot.
I'm not quite seeing in. I'm seeing cross. I'm seeing a strong crosswind.
Is it to the foul pole? I can't remember which.
I'm seeing cross right to left. Cross right to left.
Okay.
That's what I'm seeing, though, at Sports Insights. Let me check our RotoWire, see what they have to say. And, of course, what would be ideal is if we had someone at the actual stadium right now, which is not out of the question, considering the history of this show. We do sometimes have people at the actual stadiums telling us. But, regardless of whether it's blowing in or blowing across, I think we might be putting a little bit.
This is more good news. Christopher Carter coming in, letting us know that Cabrera is not in the Tigers lineup. That is great news.
I thought he was supposed to be in.
I was expecting him to play. That is great news for my under.
Yes,
and I believe that will change the line. So lock it in if you can.
Okay.
I've already made my bet on it.
Yes. I mean, Snell is no joke. Oh God! All right, I'll go with you on it, Jim. I'll take the first half under 4.5 minus 125, courtesy of BetMania and UWager. And Pinnacle has 4.5, but they have like 138, and everywhere else has 4.
I got a 4 when I made the bet, so I'm very happy about this.
All right, let me just quickly, now that I'm reminded of BetMania once again, when marketing is doing a promotion, they're asking us to do this in these videos. BetMania has pluses and minuses, as all the sports books out there have, which you can read more about at sportsbookreview.com. If BetMania is a book you want to try out, you can sign up for that through the description link in the link in the description box in the below this video. And once again, the best features for BetMania are they cater to rec players, and they have a very nice a happy hour promotion where you can actually get a free half point, right?
Yes.
In what? In
half
NBA?
Point off any side, any total.
Yes.
Between 2 and 3 o'clock Eastern. It's a very cool thing.
Okay, but they also have a high rollover, so might not necessarily be the ideal book for you, but if it is, and of course what you really should be doing is having multiple outs at all these places, right? Because here, if you didn't have BetMania, if you didn't have UWager, then you were going to get stuck with a 4 on this one. If you have BetMania or UWager, bam, you can get 4.5 minus 125.
Nice to see BetMania hanging a really nice line.
Yes.
So we have Tony Soprano on our chat apologizing, saying he just made a mistake, and I think we should give Tony another chance.
And a round of applause, yes, because it's not easy to apologize. I never apologize about anything, ever. Fuck that. But no, I'm kidding. I always apologize whenever I can. Yeah, I personally love Tony Soprano, but there was some issues. Look, racism is just not, people make mistakes, right?
People make mistakes, and we are a team here.
Yes.
We are a family here. And you can disagree with somebody's play without, being a terrible person. So absolutely, Tony will give you another chance.
Huge, massive shout out to Tony Soprano for doing the right thing and for pleasing us. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to have a good time here and make a few jokes and pick a few winners. Tony Soprano, I personally love you. I know a lot of people on this chat do too. And great to have you back. And hope you cash with your future $10,000 NHL plays, which so far recently have been going pretty well for me, Jim. You know what I'm saying? More wins than losses. I did have Pittsburgh. Probably, I'm guessing if Tony bet that game, he probably had Pittsburgh last night. But I loved the over. I thought that was a great call, and that was clearly the right play in the other game, right, Jim?
Yes. Yes, it clearly was the right play, and I'm amazed at how poorly Rene's playing. I'm wondering if they will make a move at some point.
Yeah, well, we'll discuss that game when it comes in. All right, a lot of shit going on. Henry Jenkins says that it'll be blustery Comerica, 18 to 20 mile per hour crossfield wind. So much shit going on. All right,
well,
all right.
Rolling right perfectly with us in these early games and rolling us into this next game is not applicable. Saying, how about Stroman? Is he due for a win? And I say no. I'm on the Twins. That's another play on my early slate. I like this Fernando Romero. I like what I've read about him.
Yes.
He expected to make the team last year. And this year in spring, I don't know if you looked at his spring numbers. Not only in 8 innings did he not allow a run, but he didn't allow a hit. He allowed 1 walk in 8 innings with 8 Ks. He's been a little wild in the minors. He's a number 2 prospect in the organization. He posted a 2.57 ERA with 20 strikeouts, but 10 walks in 21 innings. So he was a little wild. But I think that this is a spot where the Twins can turn around. Now, they just put Sano on the disabled list. They've lost 12 of 14, 11 of their last 12. But Stroman just does not look good right now. 8.88 ERA, 1.82 WHIP. He's allowed at least 6 runs in his last 2 starts. I'm sure he'll come together.
Yeah.
And actually, let me just double check. Sorry, I think I took them on the first 5.
Who?
My bet was on the first 5. I want the Twins on the first 5, not the full game.
Okay.
And that is because the Jays bullpen has been incredible. They lead the American League with 7.2 record, 2.16 ERA, while covering 95 2/3. I'm just going to make sure that I did that on my bet.
I was actually thinking about Toronto on the second half, if anything. Stroman, I think, is going to be not as bad going forward. And Romero, as you said, big upside, but also a big question mark what we're going to get from him here. And so this game makes me nervous. As you said, though, I was leaning towards Toronto on the second half. I'm sorry, I just got a whole bunch of things that are popping up here. Hold on a second. Yeah, Toronto's second half is minus 125. All right, let me get in control and on top of my freaking tabs and not let my tabs control me here, Jim. All right, what do you want to give?
I want the first 5. That was the bet that I make. That's what I want. And a lot of people against me saying no. Baseball Bob, who's not someone you want to be on the other side of. I follow him on Twitter. A great baseball capper says no. Jim, Toronto is the play. And Nate Dogg 420 out of Toronto. He lives in the 6. Says Toronto sweeps. But Tomar says I'd lead Twins first 5, but don't want the Twins bullpen. Not applicable says Jays get runs late. And Baseball Bob says Stroman is a better pitcher than he's showing. Clearly. But I really, and Chris Garza's got a Blue Jays lean. But truly, I really like what I've read about Romero. This is where he wants to be pitching in the show. He expected to make the team last year. And I think he was just a little wild in AAA in Rochester. Have you spent much time in Rochester?
Rochester, New York? Is that a fucking joke, asshole?
No, not at all.
I spent the worst 2 years of my life in Rochester.
Jesus, really? I went to Rochester.
No, not the worst 2 years of my life.
I went to Rochester for my birthday 2 years ago.
Yeah?
Just because it's only because I was working during the weekend, so it was the only place that did Monday, Tuesday live horse racing. At Finger Lakes Racetrack.
Yeah.
I went to Rochester, had a great fucking time, man.
Yes. No, it was, I did not have a good time when I spent a couple years at Rochester, but the problem was me, not Rochester.
Wow, you were quick to call me asshole there.
Yeah, no, it was, I spent a little bit of very, very unproductive college time in Rochester, New York, and not a very good time.
Finger
for me.
Lakes Racetrack.
Yeah.
I bottle of water and I dash a bunch of vodka in it. Call it spicy logs, and I fucking had a great time. Was there both Monday and Tuesday? Had great days at the track.
No, I do love. I mean, upstate New York is
love
a very is beautiful and a weird, quirky kind of place, and beautiful. Yeah, so absolutely, I agree with you. I like that area in general, and Rochester is a fine place as well. All right, so you're going to take Minnesota first half money line minus 104.
Yes,
right?
thank
and
you.
what would you say about, you were talking about how you don't want to take them on the full game because Toronto's bullpen. What do you think about Toronto on the second half at minus 125? What do you think about that?
I think that play makes sense.
The play makes sense,
Yes.
right? All right, I'm going to throw that one on there. Toronto money line minus 125 on the second half. I'm going to throw that one on there. All right, let's move on to Texas and Cleveland. Obviously, Kluber against Moore. Moore back in the lineup, in the starting rotation. Sorry, a starting slot. I'm not exactly sure that this is a spot where I want to take Kluber on the first 5 innings team total under, as I often do. Definitely don't want to take Cleveland at minus 300. I'm thinking maybe Cleveland team total over, first 5 innings team total over. An interesting game here, or is it just a pass? What do you think, Jim?
I have to pass. I just couldn't see what am I going to take him on the super run line. But one quick thing here, which was a very interesting note on the last game from Robbie Tops, a great comment, saying Minnesota bats own a 681. He says weak, but 681 against Stroman. This is very likely the start that Stroman gets right-sided in. And then Sean Robertson saying Twins first 5 to play. I would like to take Kluber. Now, we know that this bullpen is taxed beyond belief, this Indians bullpen. So when Kluber has to throw 9, and he says, I'm going to throw 9, he usually can do it.
Yes.
So I think, Indians have lost 5 of their first 8 of this 11-game homestand. And I expect Kluber to pitch great, but I couldn't find the play. I just couldn't. He's allowed 5 home runs and 45 in the third, so I'm a little concerned on the under 1.5.
Yes.
Is that what you were thinking of doing?
No, I was thinking about maybe Cleveland team total over full game or first 5 innings at 3.
Sorry, so what you got?
Team total over maybe is what I was thinking. 3, first 5 innings.
Wow, yeah. I could see that. I think Moore looked a little better last start. He's not looked good this year. 5.33 ERA, 1.70 whip. but 7 career starts against Cleveland, 2-2 with a 3.57 ERA. But he's been lit up at Progressive Field the 2 times he's been there. Indians are hitting better against lefties than righties, still pitching poorly. I'm not going to take -1.5 on the Indians at like -150. So GT Randy says take Kluber's strikeout prop over. That might be a great spot.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Rojo Flo says no value with Cleveland. I'd lean under. Kobe Valentine says I would stay away from Cleveland if Kluber doesn't go complete game. Cleveland will blow it.
And Kobe says if you were, which I said, you'd have to take the super run line. And
yeah, Chris Garza says first 5 Tribe. Ooh, yeah, yes. Jim Tobelson says, I live in Rochester. It'd be a good time if you know where to go. Sorry, no, I did not. It's a fine place. I did not mean to disparage it. I was getting away from my fucking whacked out life in New York City for 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, I get it. But Finger Lakes Racetrack?
Yeah,
are you kidding
it's
me? Yeah! Fucking love that place.
It's
man.
beautiful. All right, so let's see. Let me see. Let's keep a brisk pace here,
Sure.
Jim. Trying to think about what I want to do here. And now let's move on to White Sox St. Louis. Obviously, Giolito having serious control issues. Carlos Martinez been awesome. How long is that going to continue? Not exactly sure, but he looks like he's just on a roll. Giolito looks like he has some serious control issues. I was thinking about St. Louis, team total over here. First 5 innings, team total over. Maybe St. Louis -1. What's your take on this game? I don't know if Giolito's going to solve anything in this spot.
I think Giolito has solved something in his last spot.
You think so?
I do.
Okay, tell me.
And I listened to an interview of his where he was saying all of the right things.
Really?
Yeah, very, very team-oriented guy. Believes in the White Sox, even though they're 8-19. The Cardinals. So the question is, they scored 3 runs in 32 innings, and then they had that 9th inning comeback. They're not getting production from some key bats. Carpenter's batting 170. He did go 2 for 4 last night. Fowler's down to 165. Colton Wong 203. Ozuna suffered through 1 in 24 skids, but he's hitting 250. I just can't trust these Cardinals bats, and I think Giolito will improve moving forward. I really do. So, I can't. At first, I was going to take the Cardinals. I studied it more, and then I listened to Giolito speak. I think Giolito will start pitching better, and I think there will be value with Giolito. I think we can be ahead of the market with him. I'm not going to take it here. Martinez is throwing 5 straight quality starts. The only play to make on the Cardinals is taking them on the run line, and I just don't trust their offense like that.
Man, it feels like when I was feeling sicker, it was easier not to overthink myself. Now I'm back to my old bad habits. All right, I'm gonna think a little bit more about what I want to do. Then let's move on to Colorado, Chicago. Jim and I nailed that one yesterday. Jim took the under, nailed it by a mile, and I even took the Colorado first 5 innings team total over, and that one cashed, Jim. So we wind up both cashing yesterday.
I didn't actually cash. I remember because I could only get a 10.5,
and you didn't take it.
I didn't take it, so I only get the unit. I don't get the money, and that was a difference between having a winning day yesterday and very upset about it.
Well, here we go. Another situation where the wind is blowing out, and a similar total about 10.5. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe Colorado has a big dog again. I didn't have the balls to give him yesterday as a big dog, even though I like them. I know Colorado does not have a very impressive lineup right now, but they're getting a big number here. Darvish was better last start, but before that he was iffy. Anderson could be good here. No reason to think that he won't. And maybe Colorado has a fighting chance as a big underdog. What do you think?
I'm uncomfortable with Tyler Anderson leaving the last start with what he said were chest pains.
Yes, right.
That's uncomforting. Somebody who was always still and was really backing Darvish in his last start was Nostratoda, and I agree. I think Darvish will get his shit together, and I'm uncomfortable with Anderson leaving his last start after a 1 1/3. And I'm going to take him. Cubs are hitting 245 with a 701 OPS through 274 at-bats versus lefties. The Rockies, of all teams, now have the lowest batting average in Major League Baseball. 221 with a 677 OPS. Can't believe I'm saying that.
Yeah.
And I'm on the Cubs run line.
Okay. All right. You want that one. Let me just find the best run line here for you. Cubs minus scanning would be plus 100 at Pinnacle. You're going to take the Cubs run line plus 100. You want that one, Jim?
I do. Donald Mao saying Darvish is just so horrible, not applicable, saying he might shit the bed. This actually, people saying these negative things about Darvish actually really upset Nostra. It actually really upset him. Yeah, it's like he needed he didn't want to fight back on everybody, but he doesn't agree. And I think after studying it and looking at it and watching him, Not applicable says light Cubs, fade Darvish. I think Darvish gives us a few good starts in a row and impresses.
Okay, you might be right there. So what about the unders? All right, I'll hold off on that one. Let's move on to the next MLB game. San Diego, San Francisco. I think I do have a play on this one. I jumped on the over 8 when it opened. Both these starting pitchers obviously very vulnerable. I was thinking about San Diego team total overs here and maybe taking San Diego either on the money line or on a +1 line. What do you think? Obviously, both starting pitchers are vulnerable. Holland strikes me as a bit more vulnerable, and I like San Diego's bullpen more than San Francisco, so I'd be leaning San Diego here. I jumped on the over and leaning first 5 innings over. What do you think, Jim?
This was a very interesting game breaking it down.
Yeah.
I found it extremely interesting, and my initial lean was to take the first 5 under. And I ended up talking myself out of it. And it's because I don't trust either of these two teams batting against lefties. They're just bad batting against lefties, and this is a pitcher's ballpark. Padres are hitting .224 with a .657 OPS through 353 at-bats versus lefties. Giants are hitting almost the exact same, .229 with the same OPS through 472 at-bats versus lefties. Christian Villanueva, we talked about this yesterday. He's smashing lefties. He homered again last night. He has 8 on the season against lefties and only 28 at-bats. So he's hitting .500 against lefties, and no one else in their lineup is hitting lefties. Now they have Hosmer back, who's going to help. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
sorry. But then I broke down these pitchers and took a closer look at them, and I was like, you know what? I can't take this under here. I just can't trust these pitchers enough. But I came close. Elio Rodriguez says I like San Diego and the under. And
the under.
Yeah,
really, people are liking the under.
Man, these bats are silent, and I obviously both Richard and Holland have not looked very good, but they've looked okay at times this year, and that was my lean. Through further study, I decided I just couldn't do it, but that was my lean. Anthony L says, fade Richards all season, you will be a winner. Not applicable says, can't trust either of these mofos. And then our man Walter Trotter joins us, says, good morning, family. Love you all.
Good morning, Walter Trotter. I'm in the middle of a very difficult decision right here. I'm going to start off. I'm going to do a little bit of a ballsy thing. I'm just not a believer in Holland right now. I'm going to take, first to starters, San Diego, first 5 innings, team total over 2 plus 112. Okay, I'm going to start with that. Then I'm going to take San Diego here, and I'm going to play a little bit safe. I'm going to take San Diego +1, which involves the +1.5 line and the money line. For the money line, the best line will be at BetMania +128. I'm taking San Diego +1. The money line is +128 at BetMania, and then the run line for the +1.5 line for San Diego will be best line chopping at Pinnacle -167. So not too bad of a favorite line there, getting San Diego +1. So I'm taking San Diego +1. First half team total over 2 at +112, and I would also be leaning full first 5 innings over 4.5. And I think you know what? I think I am going to take that one, Jim. I think I am going to take that one. I'm going to take the first 5 innings over 4.5. What do you think? Bad decision.
No, not bad. Like I talked myself out of the under, but I talked myself off of the under. So no, not bad, but I don't feel comfortable.
All right, let me get the best line here at Pinnacle. It's -103 over 4.5, -103, and I will take that one. So I'm tripling up. San Diego +1. San Diego first half team total over 2 +112, and the first half over on this game 4.5 -103. And before this show is out, I might add a 4th or 5th play even on this one. I'm thinking about it.
People liking what you're doing, man.
Yeah.
People liking my man DJ Big Boss says like that San Diego pick. Trevor
Shout
Loudon
out to DJ Big Boss.
Absolutely. Trevor Loudon says San Diego money line. Justin Searcy says San Diego bullpen is pretty great. Searcy saying San Diego is not a bad play.
Yeah, I do like San Diego. I was thinking about taking the full game over at 8 and the San Diego second half and quintupling up on this game, Jim. That's a little bit crazy but fun, right?
Hey, man,
That's crazy but fun, whacked out, but certainly a rush, right, Jim? Yeah, look at that. This is what a grunge guy looks like.
So you don't pour in a rat in a factory coming in with the San Diego under 8.
Really? Why does he like that one? It's just that these starting pitchers, I understand, yes, it's a pitcher's park, but sometimes these bats can pick up, can get some life to them.
But
right?
these bats
I
have
don't know.
looked awful all year. Now, what the Padres and Giants
These
have
bats.
done, what they have done is they've been clutch.
Yes.
They've been clutch, and that's the only thing they have going for them. Now, hard to say Padres bats being clutch when they're 11 for 20, but man, seriously, I don't trust the bats, and I don't think these pitchers are terrible. They're crafty vets in a pitcher's ballpark.
All right, and I am going to throw on San Diego second half minus 120. I'll hold off the full game because yeah, you're right. If the first half over doesn't cash, then I definitely won't be wanting the full game over either. And if the first half over cashes, then I probably already also cashed the San Diego first half team total, or I'll be in a good
People
position.
don't want you tripling up, man.
They don't want you tripling up.
No, Creamo Wheat Jones says, "Damn it, Loshak, don't triple up." Brandon Cummings says, "Don't triple up, Loshak."
I quadrupled up. I'm on San Diego second half minus 120. San Diego first half team total over 2. San Diego +1 and the first half over 4.5 minus 103. I have done it. All right, Jim. That's it for the day games. Anything else you want to add? Any other comments coming in on the day games in MLB? And then we can get to the Twitter segment, and then we'll come back and maybe I don't know, because we got a bunch of night games. Why don't you? Any other comments you want to? Well,
I do have a play I would like to give in. So I've given 3 plays, I believe, so far.
Yes,
so this
yes,
is my
yes.
my final play so far, but I have the other games capped. I do need more work on the last 4 or 5 games on the schedule. I'm on the Reds. I'm on Luis Castillo.
Okay.
We'll see what Wade Miley has to do, and we'll see what Wade Miley does. Excuse me, but game time temp 81 Fahrenheit, wind blowing sideways towards left field foul pole. Brewers have won 10-14. They're playing well, other than that sweep where they couldn't, get any runs against the Cubs. Wade Miley makes a season and Brewer debut. I just don't know what he's going to give us. 8-15 with a 5.61 ERA, 25 homers, 93 walks last season. 2 years ago, 7-8 with a 5.48 ERA. He had a 4. I was reading an article that said he had a good spring. And I was like, really? And I looked at 4.95 ERA, 1.50 whip. That's not a good spring to me. He suffered a groin injury late in spring training, forced him on the disabled list, required 3 minor league rehab starts. I don't know what he's going to give you. And I think Castillo will. This is one of the few teams where Castillo's pitched well against. 2-0, 3.10 ERA, 27 Ks, 6 walks. It's important for Castillo to have confidence. I really think it's important. And Barkerman saying Miley Forno career starts at Cincinnati. He was a good National League pitcher. He came over to the American League, and I think he showed his true colors. We'll see how he does back here on the NL. The Reds are hitting lefties hard. 269, 765 OPS through 197 at-bats. I like it. I like the Reds at home here. Is pretty much even do it. Is there a plus possibility here?
We'll see. But I'm going to take – this is another classic situation where I'm taking Milwaukee on the second half. I got burned doing that yesterday. I took a loss. But I'm going to do it again here. Milwaukee second half minus 140. It's a little bit of a steep line there. The market might be onto something. But I'm going to take Milwaukee second half minus 140. And Jim's going to take Cincinnati on the full game. Best line right now would be at Bookmaker minus 101. We can give you that one. Cincinnati money line minus 101. How about that, Jim?
Yeah, I like it. Udon Porn Rat in the Factory says, don't think Reds hit lefty. Well, you don't need to think Udon Porn. I will tell you the stats. 269 with a 765 OPS. That is impressive. That's a very, very nice number. If they stayed like that all year, you would make money every time or not every time, but overall you would make money when they hit lefties. Yeah. Those are the stats. I like full game minus 101. I'll take it.
All right, and the only other I skipped most of the night games, which we'll get to in the 6 o'clock show. But I'm wondering why there's been such a big line move in favor of the Dodgers in the Dodgers-Arizona game. Is someone out for Arizona? Must be. Someone's injured for Arizona or out, right?
Let me take a quick look.
Who's out for Arizona? Because Godley obviously has been great. Ryu's been great recently, but his first start of the year was at Arizona, and it was a bad start. He might have a similar start here and struggle a little bit in a tough ballpark. And Godley is a guy who in general I think has pretty good upside. Arizona obviously has been just a no-brainer play all year long, and I'm wondering why there's been such a strong move in favor of Arizona. I'm assuming someone's out for
there's nothing
in favor
I'm seeing.
of the Dodgers. And I'm wondering if let's see if anyone can comment about that. If there's someone, I didn't find anyone either. I'm looking for people who are. Let me see. Elio Rodriguez. Yes, Jimmy. Very obvious value in Cincinnati. Wow. Okay. Very nice. Let me see. I'm looking for comments. I'm scanning for handicapping comments here. Let me see. Let me see. Sorry, a lot of comments coming in, and I'm trying to make some decisions here. Let's see. Tom Marino says Peralta and Lamb are sometimes out against lefties. Sure.
Yeah, and I believe they're both. Is Lamb back? I thought he was. Yeah, Lamb's still on the DL. And will be out for a while.
See, Kevy K says, no, Pete, it's not always an injury while line moves. Yes, I know. and that's what I'm saying. If that's like sharp money coming in on the Dodgers, it's very noteworthy, and I don't quite understand it, and I think it's a little bit concerning because I was thinking that Arizona, once again, is a great play.
Elio says public bets, Dodgers, that's all. Ryu has looked better than I expected him to. I'm going to need more time to cap this game. D-backs are hitting lefties much better than I expected them to. I think that helps that they don't feel pressured to put Lamb in the lineup. Because the Lamb can't hit lefties at all. They're hitting 238 low batting average, but a 758 OPS is real nice. They're 353 at bats.
Sure. All right, I'm going to take him. I'm going to take Arizona here. I'm going to take him -1. Again, I didn't have the balls to do it last night. I'll take him here. Arizona -1. The money line part of that -105. And the run line part, let me find it. Arizona -1.5. I'm seeing +205. Wow, very nice. So I'm getting a big underdog line here. Arizona -1. I don't quite get the line move in favor of the Dodgers. I know Ryu's been good recently, had a bunch of good starts, but once again, his first start of the year was not good. It came at Chase Field. And maybe it's just a place where he'll maybe he's due for a worse start here. And of course, betting Arizona blindly has been the thing to do this year. So I'm taking Arizona -1. I'd also be leaning Arizona on the first 5 innings. I'd also be leaning Arizona on the team total over and the first 5 innings team total over. I don't quite understand this whole the market valuation of this game in general.
Yeah, I'm going to need more time. I'm going to need more time. But before I move on, I wouldn't mind just while I cap. What do you think of Brett Anderson? I watched him pitch. He was a Jekyll and Hyde pitcher for the Jays last year, and first start of the year against Paxton. I'm going to spend more time on it. Mariners, they're smashing lefties, and the A's are hitting lefties very hard too. And I just was wondering if you have anything.
I'm going to look into that in the afternoon and get into it in the 6 o'clock show. Yeah, the Arizona first 5 innings team total over is 2 + 116. I know Ryu's been better recently, but God, it just feels weird. All right, that is I can add more plays.
It's not just better. I mean, he's been look at that. He's got a 0.85 WHIP.
Ryu, yeah, great.
I mean, that's not better. That's excellent. He's pitching excellent.
Yes. All right, we're going to get into all this, of course, more in depth in the 6 o'clock show. We do want to move on, though, because we have to get to the tweet segment. We have to get to the, of course, NBA and NHL playoff segment. All right, is that it for you, MLB Jimmy the Bag?
Yeah, those are my plays at this point, but I've got more work to do, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. Normally, we would get to more comments, but we're just kind of rushing a little bit here. So if we didn't get to your comment, I apologize. I love to get to as many comments as we can, but just some shows the flow is one way for various reasons. Some shows the flow is another way for various reasons. Didn't get to as many comments as I would normally like to get to, right, Jim?
Yeah, we love these comments. Yellow Jesus in the house. Come on.
Yellow Jesus in the house. You dumb porn rat in a factory in the house. All right, let's move on. We are going to get now to the tweet segment of this show, the Twitter segment of this show, where Jim and I address tweets that are coming in. Johan, any tweets that have come in that we can address right now?
Hey Pete, no tweets.
No tweets. No tweets. All right. Okay. That's okay. That's fine. We can keep a brisk pace here and move on to other handicapping. Once again, we're going to be doing this. It's just, another little fun thing that we're going to be testing out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And once again, the hashtag that we're using for this month is what
Get
is it?
That cash.
Hashtag Get That Cash, SBR Sports Picks. And you can tweet at that at any time during the day. It doesn't have to be during the show. If you tweet before the morning show, then we will be able to get to it in future morning shows.
Jim Tobleson, our good pal, would like a quick recap of the baseball picks.
Yes. Okay, so let's recap the baseball picks, and then we'll move on to the always interesting NBA and NHL playoff games. Jim took Detroit first half under 4.5. He took Minnesota money line first half -104. Cincinnati money line -101, and the Cubs run line +100. And I went with Jim on the Detroit first half under 4.5 -125. I took Toronto on the second half -125. Milwaukee second half -140, and Arizona -1, which is again curious to me that the line movement has been how it has been. And I quadrupled up on the San Diego game. Padres first half team total over 2 + 112. Padres second half -120. Padres +1, and the first half over 4. First 5 innings over 4.5 -103 in that game. Other plays I was thinking about, but either just not having the balls to give or just for whatever reason not giving. the obvious plays on overs in KC Boston. I was thinking about the first 5 innings over on that one at 5.5, and I was thinking about the KC team total over in that game, which would be 2 or on the first 5 innings, 2.5 or 4.5 on the full game. Also thinking that maybe KC is another little bit of a live dog there at that big of an underdog line, and I was also thinking about not fading Giolito, but Jim thinks Giolito's going to have a better start here. I was thinking about taking like St. Louis team total overs or maybe a shot with St. Louis -1. But Jim talked me off it because he thinks Giolito's is going to turn the corner in upcoming starts.
I do, and I think that this is a chance to be ahead of the market. Now,
Okay.
obviously, I could be wrong, but
Yeah.
I really do.
Okay, we'll see. Let's move on. All right, Jimmy the Bag. Let's move on to let's see, what do we have here?
Well, let's give Dion Davis a shout out. Said,
Okay.
no one listened to me. Cavs money line yesterday, $1,000.
Unbelievable. Yes,
job.
that's correct. No one did listen to you. Even people who were picking the Cavs to win the series were saying they lose the first game and then we're going to bet them to win the series after that.
Yeah.
I didn't see anyone saying Cavs actually won the first. Well, did anyone in the chat box predict an outright win by the Cavs in game 1? I don't remember.
There was a couple people, but shout out, man. Respect, great play.
Yes, absolutely. All right, let's move on to the 2 very interesting games in the NHL. Right, Jim? Tampa Bay, Boston, and San Jose, Vegas. Let's start with the San Jose, Vegas game, if you don't mind, because it's such an interesting game. Obviously, anytime Vegas is involved, Vegas is up 2-1. I'm thinking that San Jose's got to be a good bet. I'm not saying that they're a lock to win this game, but at just, -130 or so, they got to be a good bet to tie this series up. Right, Jim?
I don't
No?
like the -130 that
No?
much. But yeah, I mean, I guess, first off, Marc-Andre Fleury is on his way to a Conn Smythe.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm blown away. I'm just totally blown away. I mean, depends won the cup last year, and he wasn't good enough. We were waiting for Matt Murray to get healthy because Fleury wasn't good enough. Or else he'd still be the goalie in Pittsburgh. And he's 6-1 with a 1.23 goals against, 960 save percentage, 3 shutouts. I'm completely blown away. Now, DeBoer likes the way his team is playing, and he should. He says they've gotten better each game. They've outshot the Knights 89-62 over the last 2 games. The Knights are now 5-18 on the power play in this series. The power play was not supposed to be one of their strong points. Carlson, Smith, Marchessault combined for 7 goals, 19 assists during these playoffs. They're playing well. I don't know what to do, but I tell you what, I'm tired of losing, fading the Knights. And I don't like the way the Sharks, even though they outshot the Knights, had to come back late in the game to push it into overtime. So at -130, I just don't know if that is a play I want to make.
Yeah, I mean, Mally Mal says, how could you fade Vegas? They're the perfect story. Not applicable says Sharks a lean. Rich Bank says Sharks look good last game till the end. What's your take on Donskoy being injured? How big of a loss is that for San Jose?
That is a big loss.
It is, huh?
Yeah, because they moved Tierney up to that first line, and Tierney just shouldn't be getting that kind of minutes. Let's see. Do we have any? Let's see if we can get a recent, just a quick update on Donskoy, because he's a very important young forward. He's better than Hurdle, and we expected Hurdle to be a player. And let's see, Donskoy. Yeah, just uncertain and probably not expected. So does Thornton play tonight? I mean, that's a big question.
I was also leaning unders on this one. I think it's going to be a little bit lower scoring than the others, and I was leaning first period under as well.
I lean. You know what? The over's just been a sneaky, great play in this series. I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable fading the Knights, and I should be. I mean, they've shown me that
That you just don't want to fade them.
Yeah, and
you think they go off 3-1 here?
No, but the Sharks are out shooting them and still having to sneak back into these games, and that's uncomforting. So if they had gone 3-3 into overtime yesterday and the Knights had to come back late, then I would be on the Sharks.
Yeah.
But because it was the other way around, the Sharks are out shooting them 89-62 over 2 games, and are, you could even say, lucky to have split the last 2.
Yeah, it does seem like Vegas is just. I mean, they're getting such great play and goal, and they just have such a great team vibe to them. Would you say it's just so hard to score on them, right?
Well, Fleury's just playing unbelievable, and we've seen goalies do this. We've seen goalies get on these hot streaks, and Fleury's such a great guy, and he's such a great team guy, and it's wonderful to see him step up like this.
Yes.
I don't think at -130 that there's enough value for me to take the Sharks, and the Knights have been taking money out of my pocket, and I just don't think I want to make the move.
All right, I'm definitely going to start off with the first period under. First period under 1.5 plus 100 at Pinnacle. That's going to be a definite play on that one. I'm leaning San Jose at -130, leaning a full game under as well. Maybe leaning San Jose on the second period, but once again, this is a 10 o'clock Eastern time game, so we can discuss this to our heart's content in the 6 o'clock show a whole lot more. As of right now, I'm just going to go with a first period under. We'll start with that. And is this going to be a pass for you, the Vegas San Jose game?
At this point.
Okay. Now let's move on to Boston and Tampa Bay. Obviously, another very interesting series. The series is knotted up at 1 apiece. I know Tony Soprano loves Boston here at -140. I can understand that. I gotta be thinking that I like Boston as well, even though the line is high. And this is a game where I'm thinking third period over, first period under, and I'm just not sure if line is too high to take Boston. What's your take on this game, Jim? I know you looked into it a lot.
Boston's going to run over Tampa at home.
You think so, huh?
I'm on the puck line with the Bruins. I think they win both these games at home.
Wow.
The Bruins did what they had to do, took home ice away. That's all they had to do. That's why I should have taken Tampa Bay on the puck line. Instead, I took the Tampa Bay team over. I got it at +115. I got lucky with that empty net goal, whatever. The Bruins scored 22 goals in their 4 home games against Toronto. I just think that the Bruins are the best team in the East, and they're going to be very tough to beat at home. I love the puck line. I love getting a juicy, way over +200 spot here. They were 28-8-5 at home during the regular season. And if you take out that first chunk of the season when they had just massive injuries, they were the best team in the NHL this year once they got healthy. And I don't think the Lightning are good enough to win in Boston. And this is a really this feels like old times. As you know, I'm only up. Like, what? Can we put up our NHL records?
Sure. Yeah. Do you want to show? Yeah, we've been so busy we haven't even been throwing up the records. Our NHL records are very good, but Jim has definitely come crashing down from his high water mark, which was in the 40s. But that is still an awesome, respectable record, plus 25 units or something like that.
Yeah, 25.6. But this feels like those plays I was making. This is one I can stand behind. It just feels like when I was taking these home teams that were juggernauts and taking them on the puck line. Usually I was getting a +175, +180. Here I'm getting a +2 something, and I love it. And this you don't point a rat in a factory on Boston team total under 3.5. I like this. I like this a lot. Give me the puck line, please.
Okay, Jim's going to take Boston on the puck line. That's how I was thinking as well, and I'm going to tail you on this one. I mean, like, not a tail. I was thinking Boston as well, but I wanted to hear what you had to say first. I'm going to take Boston -1. All right, so Jim's going to take the puck line. Let's give you the best puck line right now. Line shopping, scanning, 225 at UWager. Boston puck line, 225. And I'm going to take Boston -1. -1, let me find the best lines here. Boston, best line would be -128. At Pinnacle, and the best puck line again +225. So I'm going to take Boston -1. Jim's taking Boston on the puck line, and I was thinking maybe this one first period under, third period over. What do you think about that? You think it's going to be tight to start?
I'm not sure if it will be. I thought I was going to double up on that Pens game. I really felt like I had a read on how it was going to go, and obviously I was only right on that first period. Kevin K is such a great NHL capper. Here's an important point for this. Anyone back in the the Bolts' top scoring line is all but disappeared. Stammer has 1 goal in his past 19 games. So he's hurt.
Yeah.
He's playing hurt. We knew he was hurt near the end of the season. I have a lean to the over. But my God, I just feel like I have not had this feeling making NHL picks, and you've seen my fucking unit size drop because of it. I have that feeling again. I have that feeling on Bruins puck line, and I love it.
Okay. Tom Marino says, I think Boston will come out strong. I'd lean first period over. Chris Kelly, I'm on Boston puck line. Smells like a similar game when they eliminated Toronto. Justin Searcy predicts a score of 5-2 Boston.
Arthur Mead predicts a score of 5-3. I have a lean towards the over, but main thing for me here is when I have such a great value on the bet, I don't want to take I don't want to take away from it.
Yeah. Kevy K says, love it, Jim. Jim definitely feeling this one. Now I'm looking at other comments back in the Vegas game. Chris Kelly saying Vegas is the play, and a lot of people saying don't do that first period under that I took. Mr. Cloud Kicks, no, Pete, take the first period over. And Kevy K says Marc-Andre Fleury stands on his head again.
He's just
in his zone.
He's just in his zone, and we've seen goalies do this.
Yeah.
And goalies that we didn't expect to do this. And I did not expect Marc-Andre Fleury to do this. So to give you, if you guys can think back of the perfect example was Halak when he was on the Montreal Canadiens, and he came in and was just absolutely incredible. He just. And that's what Fleury's doing. I mean, they're having similar runs, and it's scary. It's scary to go against goalies when they're playing like that. It's just, they want shots. They're coming out of their net. They're confident.
Yeah, Mally Mel says good over third period too, which I was thinking as well, except it's minus 190. I don't know if I can really do that. I was thinking about taking a second period or a third period over on this one, but it's just, the third period, especially if Boston's blowing them out. That might be a 1-0 period, and now all of a sudden you're eating 2 units of loss. So I was looking at the third period over as well, but I'm not going to take it at 190. I might take the second period over, which is, no, I won't, 205, although I would actually prefer the second period over at 205 to the third period over at minus 190, because the second period is when Boston really might just turn it up and run away with it. Right, Jim? You think?
I really, no, I kind of, to be honest with you, I kind of feel like they overwhelmed Tampa early. And Tampa might be able to get back in the game now. But again, I don't want to
overthink it
and complicate my bet, because I just feel like this simply has a ton of value.
Okay, so I'm going to be on it as well. Boston -1, and that's it. That's it for the NHL. Jim has just one play. Boston puck line plus 225. I'm on the San Jose first period under and Boston -1. All right, great breakdowns. Jimmy the Bag, great big breakdowns. Jimmy the Bag. Let's see. What else do we have here? Looking comments. Let's move on to NBA. How about that?
I love it.
Just one game in the NBA going on tonight, and that is let me just pick up the hold on one second. NBA lines. Hold on one second. Open. And so obviously Houston rolled game 1. Utah obviously struggling with injuries, not just to Ricky Rubio, but also Mitchell supposedly has a little bit of a bum ankle, which he's saying is fine. But, just take note of that. And I don't know. Do you think Utah's going to be able to make any adjustments here in game 2? I was thinking maybe, once again, Houston first half team total over. What do you think, Jim?
First off, I should give Gate Passkey a shout out, because he was saying that Rene was going to get torched. He was saying that Rene was going to be the sieve that he may or may not be, and you were absolutely right, Gate Passkey. And then Tormore saying, why is everyone ripping Rene and not Nashville's defense? I love Nashville's defense. I think they're very good. I think it's Rene who's lost all his confidence. Now, to the Jazz Rockets game, clearly losing Rubio to a hamstring injury is an enormous loss, and I think he's going to be done for the series, because it leaves the Jazz without a distributor, and it puts the ball in Donovan Mitchell's hands too much.
Yeah.
And you were right. He's laboring. The ball's in his hand. They're asking him to be a distributor. Trevor Ariza is on Donovan Mitchell. We know that Trevor Ariza is a great defender. He says this. He says he's their dominant scorer at this point, so when he has to handle the ball and get everybody involved in the game, it kind of takes away from him scoring the ball all the time or being aggressive all the time. And clearly, the Jazz don't have faith in Exum or Neto at this point. Exum played 15 minutes and Neto played 8. They should have played... That's got to be the move, I think, going forward. But maybe they just can't distribute the ball. Somehow, the Rockets were able to neutralize Gobert completely. Gobert failed to record a block. Also, this defense, when they were within, I thought I wrote this down, but I didn't. Oh, yes, here. The Rockets went 8 for 9 with Gobert 3 feet. Within 3 feet of the rim. So they're not afraid of coming at Gobert. The tough defense the Jazz showed in the second half of the season's all but disappeared. Yeah. The Rockets went 17 for 32 from 3. The Rockets were up 27 in the first half. So my thought with this game is the Rockets probably aren't going to go 17 for 32 from 3 again, and that was the only way they got to the over. I think this game might go under.
You think so, huh?
Yeah, because I don't see how the Jazz are going to put up over 90 points.
Yes, I agree with you that Houston's 3-point shooting is not likely to repeat, but I am going to take the Houston first half team total over. Just the first half team total over, 52.5. 52.5 minus 110. I mean, they might not shoot 55%, but they might shoot 40%, and that'll get over if they do. You know what I'm saying?
What about I don't think that's a bad play at all. An interesting play. Mally Miles on Utah here. GT Randy's on the Rockets Jazz under the total. I think that might be the play here. I have a couple questions. One, what would I get on the under? And two, what would I get on the Jazz team total under?
The Jazz team total under. All right, let me see. The okay, let's see. The Jazz team total right now, Pinnacle 97.5, and the full game under, I believe, is 206. 206.
I like this Jazz team total under. I think that is the play I can have the most confidence in. Although I like the full game under. I just don't know if I want to double up. My NBA units have crashed back to earth. I mean, I'm still up, but it's marginally up units. And I don't know if I want to double up on this. What would you say? Would you have more confidence in the Jazz team total under or the full game under?
Jim, don't ask me handicapping questions in the NBA. I don't fucking know.
Your leans.
I don't fucking know. Yeah, no. I have. I'm going. Yeah, that is actually true. I was checking my fucking leans column. I'm down like 30 units overall in the year in the NBA, but my leans are up 35 units.
Oh my god.
If I just given them, I'd be up 3 units. But I'm just gonna have one pick here. The first half team total over 52.5 minus 110 for Houston. Once again, Jim, if you want the full game under, we can give you 205.5 or 206. If you want the Jazz team total, it's 97.5.
I think that's the best play I can make here. Jazz team total under 97.5.
Okay, Utah under 97.5 minus 110. If you shop around, I bet you could find a 98, but we don't have time for that right now, so we'll give you the Heritage line, 97.5 minus 110. Utah team total under.
I'll take a quick look at Pinnacle, right? Pinnacle has...
No, Pinnacle, I just checked it. Yeah, I always check Pinnacle.
Okay,
so.
cool.
And
No, that's fine. I'm comfortable with 97.5.
Yes, Pinnacle actually is 97.5 minus 116, which indicates a lean to the under at minus 110 for Utah, which is nice for you, Jim. Let's see. Anything else you want to say about this game? Let's get to some comments, see if anything is coming in. Let's see. What else do we have?
Buddy Bill says, for the love of God, can I get 5 to 7 great picks? Tomor says, Utah was great at home in the regular season, but not on the road. Mitchell has to do too much with Rubio. Exactly. I said the same thing. I agree completely. I'd lean Houston, but I like the first quarter under more. Utah has to slow the game down. Utah does have to slow the game down. High Win says, Pete and Jimmy, Jazz will cover tonight. Like last night, similar to NOLA, when there is no hope, play them. Mali Mal, Utah. King Rail, Rockets will sweep Utah. Average margin of victory plus 13. Utah will get exposed at the point guard all series. I think that's really well put.
That's how it fit. That's how it feels like.
That's how it feels.
That's why my first question on this game is: what adjustments are they going to be able to make? The answer feels like none. None more adjustments can they make? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just with Rubio. Now, I'm surprised at what they're doing, not starting Exum or Nato. I think they've got to take one of them and have him. Sole job is to distribute the ball. Just tell him only pass the ball unless you're wide open. Rich Banks says the same thing. I thought Exum would be way better by now. Seeing Exum play 15 minutes and Nato play 8 minutes, that says enough. That says that Snyder doesn't know what to do, and he's not going to let them handle it.
Tomor says, I think value is on the under. I'm in the first quarter under at 50. The only adjustment Utah can make is to slow the tempo. But Jim Tobleson, guy who's had some eye-opening calls in our chat box over the past few months. You remember this guy, Jim Tobleson?
Of course. I love Jim
First
Tobleson.
half over, full game over, and Rockets money line.
I guess he's got to parlay that because there's nothing to do. You can't get any money off the Rockets.
But Jim Tobleson liking overs in this one. Let me see other comments coming in for. Let's see.
King Rail says all these points you guys are making about Utah is pointless. They will get swept. They will not be able to contain anyone on the Rockets.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's why I'm taking Houston on the first half team total over. I might double up and take them on the full game team total over as well. Not applicable. Don't trust the Jazz on the road. Payless way. Houston first half. Logical thoughts. Jazz first quarter. That's interesting. Some interesting comments.
Logical Thoughts says that?
Yeah, Jazz first quarter.
Yeah. And Logical Thoughts thinks it's all scripted, so he may have the script.
Yeah. Yes.
but he does not agree with the Rockets money line. I don't know how you can add cash with the Rockets money line. But Zigzag Man,
Under Jazz is the play. Game slowed down tonight.
Molly Mall says, "Oh, okay, Utah is a lean."
Okay, but the decisions have been made. Jim's taking Utah team total under 97.5 minus 110. I'm taking Houston first half team total over 52.5 minus 110. And that's it. We've covered the whole card, Jim.
We've covered the whole card.
Oh, man. The 1 o'clock games start very soon. Or no, they've already started in MLB. And I guess we can wrap it up here. Thanks so much for all the comments, everyone. And we'll be back at 6 o'clock Eastern time to go over all this again and maybe throw in some jokes and everything. Yesterday, we had a raucous, fun time in the 6 o'clock show. Maybe we'll have it again. Thanks so much. See you at 6 o'clock today.